Well, let us acknowledge that the second coming of Donald Trump is indeed unprecedented. A man who lost the election, a man who, as we all know, was a convicted felon, a man who was inundated with court cases by the Biden administration and others. He's survived all that, including the assassination attempt, and he has come back, and that too with a good, solid 77 million voters to support him. So that we have to recognize. Now, as regards his plans for the world, you mentioned about tariff. Well, we have to look at it from 2 points of view. One, if he imposes tariffs on India, it's not good for India. But let's look at it from a broader point of view. Let us see whether what he plans to do is coherent, whether it is conceptually correct. I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe that he is profoundly mistaken in his approach, because he wants to start a service called external revenue service as compared to internal revenue service, which collects income tax and other taxes. Now, this so-called external revenue service is a misnomer. Why? Because the revenue doesn't come from abroad. If you are an exporter from Noida to California, and if tariffs are raised, who pays the tariff? The importer in California, not you in Noida. Of course, it is possible that the importer in California will negotiate with you for a price adjustment. But the payment is made by the importer in California, and he passes it on to the consumers, to the retailers and consumers. So prices will rise. And did Trump say that he wants to bring down the inflation? Self-contradiction. Confused thinking. Point number one. Point number two, we are two countries. I raise tariffs on you. You might raise tariffs on me. Then it is, mutually reinforcing escalation. Canada has said it, they will do it. So that's one. Point number three. What will happen if there is a trade war? The world economy will collapse because, United States GDP is about 30 trillion. World GDP is about 105, 106 trillion. So United States GDP is about 30%. It will suffer. Then world trade, you see, different figures are given, but roughly it's about 35 trillion, out of which US accounts for about 7. So 7, that is 1/5. China accounts for more. Now, if US starts this trade war, well, it will affect United States' ability to export. After all, I cannot export to you if you don't, let me, if you cannot import from me. You know what I mean? Export, import, it's a two-way street. So it's not that Trump or the United States has complete control. It is fortunately or unfortunately for Trump, it is a shared, interactive world. It's like, let me put it this way, it's like a car that is running. Now you suddenly remove a part. Will it run? So what he has announced he will do, I'm not sure whether he is planning to do it, because he has a habit of announcing things, threatening you. so that you will get cold feet. You will start shivering, and then you will ask for, let's sit down. And then Trump can have a good deal. That is his approach. But there is a danger. That is, if Trump imposes tariffs on other countries, they might impose tariffs on them.
Trump also vows to world's third largest consumer of crude oil and depends on imports to meet over 85% of its requirement of the commodity.
Well, it is both good and bad. It's not that simple. Why? First of all, he called it the liquid gold. These are shales. This will have terrible environmental consequences. Point number one. Point number two. We do import oil from America. But tell me, isn't it better to import it from nearer UAE or Saudi Arabia? The transportation cost is less. And why are we importing from the United States? For political reasons. You see, it's not that the United States is giving it to us at a cheaper rate. Russia has been. That's a different matter. So, it does not follow that America can make any immediate change in the world oil market. And it does not follow that it will be in India's interest to import more from the United States. So it's a little complicated. Again, Trump is being simplistic.